It did it again.
What?
Spotify fucking jacked up my computer again and did like the most awesome intro ever. So I don't know what this is, but like every so now and then I'll run like the intro song through Spotify and it won't start up right away. And then all of a sudden it'll intro and you'll hear like, you know, the finishing move from Mark of the Wolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it plays, and then it plays again, and then it plays again, and then the jingle starts, and it's like, it's so fucking hype. but the thing is, it's like the local recording like won't start in the meantime, so it only starts like in the middle of it. Shit.
Oh well.
Shout outs to Spotify, just breaking everything on computers.
Rip.
It's okay. It'll live forever in Twitch archives, right? Oh wait, never mind.
Wow. Meanwhile,
That's right.
It's time. It's time. It's SDR time.
Bruce Buffer.
No, he's Big Van Vader.
I can't tell anymore. They both do the exact same thing now.
wow.
No. I don't think Vader says, "Let's get ready to Vader." I don't think he does.
No, that's Michael Buffer. Bruce Buffer is his younger
Bruce
brother.
Buffer. Oh yeah, the one who tried stealing the gimmick, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, his whole idea was like, okay, what do you got? Your brother's got, let's get ready to rumble. What do you got? It's time?
To play the game.
Maybe it's time.
I guess it was. It was time for something. Not sure what yet. But anyway, yes, it's Super Desperation Radio time. We're back after a week-long hiatus. You know, even though we only do this once a week, so it's not really a week-long hiatus.
I mean, it's still a week hiatus.
We were off Twitter for a whole week, so yeah.
I'm slowly just going away from it anyway.
I know, it's just gotta be, I'm just like drifting away. I think the new audience is gonna be, you know, in person. You have to talk to people again.
Wait,
Whoa.
what? You mean to tell me I have to interact with people and get cooties and germs and shit like that?
Yeah, man. High risk, high reward.
Damn.
But what's the
but
reward?
people don't like that about fighting games. They want to play safe offense and not block.
Yeah,
Well, blocking is the antithesis of RTSD. Okay, RTSD is fun. Blocking is boring.
Interesting. You said some interesting words here today, and not really sure how I feel about them.
Well, I mean, there was that little. I said some things about blocking this weekend, and you know, Gibby's definitely the person who taught me this philosophy: is why block when you can just, you know, shove your chest in people's faces.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
It's interesting.
More people should do that. Honestly, you feel a lot better about losing.
Well, the only problem with that is some people don't have the chest to be shoving in other people's faces.
Some people have too much chest, and you might break somebody's neck. And
See, that's why I don't do it that much.
Yeah.
But for you, Chris, it's okay. You've got just the right amount of chest to do this.
It's a powerful weapon. Oh my god! But yeah, so what do we have? We have to talk about NCR because we were all there, and you know we definitely witnessed everything happening in real time. And you won't get the sugar-coated version of everything like you got from the show that sucks, since we were customers.
And some of us were both customers and the people running the events. Interesting.
Yeah, what happened with that? Like all of a sudden you're running brackets. What the fuck?
Well, I kind of thought we were going to have to run brackets anyway. Yeah. But so from what I know, on Friday, Undernight's supposed to run, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking to Spirit Juice and Koopa, and they informed me that whoever was supposed to be running the brackets had a legit family emergency.
And they didn't tell anybody.
I think it was just they got a phone call on Friday, and there's nobody to run the brackets.
Oh shit.
So I was informed by Seglia when I showed up, so I was like, all right, cool, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So obviously they needed somebody to run Uniel, but I didn't even know that person was supposed to be able to run gear. But so I just kind of went up and volunteered. Seglia, I'm like, hey, you know, obviously, I don't know who's supposed to run gear tomorrow, but myself and Walkman are willing to volunteer just because we're here and we're not playing in gear, so we'll be around. And so Seg takes me over and he's like, all right, you know, I got a couple guys, my guys, who will help run gear tomorrow. And the one guy's like, well, you know, I think I got it. And Seg's like, aren't you playing Street Fighter tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, but I just have 2 people who aren't doing anything tomorrow. They could just run it. And he's like, okay, meet me here 3:30 on Saturday. 3:30 on Saturday, I bet you can figure out that I didn't find anybody.
Yeah.
And 4 o'clock rolls around, and we don't have anybody over in the corner where gear is set up. So I go ask Choi what's up. And Choi is like, oh, he's like, okay, I can come run it. So obviously they hadn't found anybody else to run it. Choi comes over, and he's like, hey, could I get some help? And at this point in time, Wild Wallace is also over there. So between the 3 of us, we're like, just give both Walkman and Wild Wallace one of the pools each on challenge, and the 3 of us will just run the tournament. He's like, really? We're like, yeah, we can do this. It's easy. And he's like, oh, thanks a lot, guys. So he gives them, and we ran gear, and we actually probably put gear back on schedule, to be honest. We started almost an hour late, though.
Yeah, it ran really smooth, really fast.
But it was just sort of frustrating because obviously it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of communication going on. And I had also, for anybody who looked at the pools, both Uniel and Gear were seated like shit. And we didn't have any kind of say over changing the brackets. So just to kind of give anyone an idea, basically if you were a Japanese Street Fighter player, you got to buy first round Guilty Gear no matter what. So Bonchan, who didn't even play in the tournament, was already in second round. Pugera, who actually ended up being pretty good, so I can't complain too much about that, but he was also there.
But there's no way he knew is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
exactly. No, if we went by actual tournament, like tournament results, the only one who would have gotten any kind of bye into the second round would have been Kazunoko, obviously.
Right.
So it was just kind of a mess. And yeah.
Never mind the setup situation. Holy shit.
And apparently Uniel had similar issues on Friday because when I talked to them, they were saying the bracket was just a mess. I didn't look at it myself, though. So I can't speak to it.
I had to fight 2 Nanaseis. Of course it's messed up.
I had to fight an Nanase. I won.
Shut up. I mean, despite all that, you guys did a great job. So, applause for you guys,
Well, we were happy with how it turned out. Honestly, once we got the thing running, we just knew what we were doing. We had it smooth, and basically they ran each of their brackets, and I was kind of the gopher going back to and from, getting people who needed to be got, because obviously we had people in multiple games, or just notifying, we needed people called over the speaker, things like that.
Right.
Yeah. It all was very smooth. Not too big of an issue.
And I would say even the top 8 turnout was pretty much kind of what I was envisioning anyway. Everybody was gonna get in there got in there. I feel like
just about, I would say. Looking at the pools after the fact, pool 1 was a lot harder than pool 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if people who had played or play Gear had been brought in to help construct the brackets, that wouldn't have been so lopsided. I'll say that. I honestly had pool 2, had Nerd Josh not late registered and gotten thrown into pool 2, it would have been legitimately a cakewalk. So that was kind of messed up.
it happens though. I guess we'll have to try again next year if it's gonna survive that long. I don't know. Oh my god. But I had a good time. I had a good time calling those matches. A lot of great... Dude, everybody in top 8. Why, nobody could get a burst off. Everybody was just getting baited. I've never seen that many burst baits in my life. It was the new thing is to just burst hella bad and get, not punished for it.
Yeah, I watched, not only were there some good burst baits in top 8, there were just some bad bursts in top 8.
Yeah, man.
And it wasn't just any one player. It was everybody. It was everybody was still hungover from the night before or something. They're like, I don't know, 2 buttons, shit.
It's too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Pugera had to be messed up because he chugged that freaking
an
entire pitcher of sake with a pint glass of beer. And by the way, that was my idea. I admitted that. Oh my god. But yeah, that was crazy. And then we saw a great example for why Guilty Gear definitely could benefit from some tech throwing. Okay, when we saw Kazunoko versus Pain, and that was
What do you mean?
The gripper, man. I mean, like, he just kept getting thrown. It got to the point where, like, I would call out throw, like, on the mic, and then Kazunoko would literally throw him, like, a second later.
I think that just shows the inexperience of Pain, to be completely honest with you.
Most likely.
He was even telling us the night before, basically, that he knows he doesn't have a ton of experience with the game at this point. He was getting by on good execution, and he had good combos, and basically other people's unfamiliarity with Ramlethal. And I mean, he's a solid player. I don't want to take anything away from him. He's definitely proven that he's a high-level player at other games, but his knowledge of Guilty Gear is not very strong at this point. And he knows that.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot to learn. He definitely was. I mean, how old was he when Guilty Gear came out? Shit.
God, if I know. I don't even know how old Pain is, so I can't say.
I think he like recently turned like 22 or something. So.
Yeah.
He's just a boy.
That's not really a good look then. He's like 10.
Yeah, right. But no,
I mean, Gear came out in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I want to say like
double
90,
X, sorry.
97? Yeah.
Yeah, 97, 98. So, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, like I always say about Pain, like he's gonna do well in every game he's in, but against Kazunoko, there was no adjustment for him to be had, I believe, and I kind of felt like
he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
legitimately.
I think at certain points he was trying to just tech grabs because he was just like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get grabbed. I can't do anything about it."
Yeah, that's the thing is that for somebody like Kazunoko, if he realizes that you don't know, you're done.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna learn.
But anyway, great top 8. Everybody did well. Josh did great. Pugera, surprisingly good soul. Never even seen him play the game before, but
Yeah, he had a really solid, just sort of a bare bones, like, solid soul play.
Yeah, man.
Can't argue with that.
Just fucking Fafnir. Who knew?
It's good, and it's good.
Yeah.
Don't swing into it unless you're really sure it's gonna work.
There was this guy telling me it's spooky. I don't know if he was telling us, but he was trying to inform us that push blocking would push it back, and I'm all like, you don't want to push back Fafnir. Even if you could, you don't want to push it back because then he just gets more room to set it up again.
So you gotta just guard it and then.
Yeah, you just gotta just guard it and be like, okay, hope he doesn't, do like a quick attack to follow up. Maybe he'll just do another Fafnir because he's a dick.
I mean, yeah, why not?
As you saw on Sunday Finals, yeah, indeed, why not?
I mean, frickin' Fafnir I think it's something ridiculous plus on block in this game.
It's really small, but it's scary as shit.
Like, you just don't want to block. If you can avoid blocking that move, that's good.
Can you low profile it?
Sort of.
Maybe actually.
It's a risk. It's
one of those things where it's like, in itself, it snakes a lot of moves. Like, it'll go under stuff you think it shouldn't go under. It'll counter hit stuff you think it shouldn't counter hit. And stuff that you think will beat it will trade with it, and it's never in your favor. Because it's like, I punched Soul in the face with the 6P, and I'm fucking tumbling over here into fucking Texas.
But like, if I'm playing like Soul or Chip, can I like 2-dust it and would you be like sweep that guy or something? Try and hide underneath it.
Yeah, if you have like a really low move, you can like take it.
Yeah, if you're Soul, you can probably 2D it on reaction, as long as you haven't blocked anything else that's plus.
Yeah, I would not tempt it. Because that's what everybody else was trying to do. They were trying to, like, get that just guard and then find that little window where they can hit something when they were like, crap, I don't know what to do. All my characters' moves are bad.
Even if you instant block Fafnir, I think it's still like +1 or something.
Yeah, and so you could pretty much jump or backdash or something, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a good mix-up to be in. Your best bet is honestly to blitz shield it if you can read it coming, and if you're not sure exactly what your options are immediately, like if you're not that good with blitz, just get away from him.
Yeah.
Like because Kazu's probably saving the meter to blitz you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also saw a lot of that. A lot of blitz shields, reverse blitz shields, blitz baits. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's the part of the game I've been wondering when we're going to start seeing more of, honestly, and it's coming out now, which is good, and
that's
it needs
cool.
to because
Yo, and I got that
People
McGirt.
people just do not. A lot of people don't do it honestly at all. And
I think that we're actually going to see a lot less blitz shields in 1.1 because everyone's going to be playing Leo, and he has a better blitz shield built in.
Wow, that's terrible.
Do I need to stop
So that weekend was my first time actually playing a Leo. You know,
Yeah.
actually
Leo.
playing some
I
Leo,
figured as much.
and that was like it was like
horrifying.
it was the dumbest shit I've ever experienced in Guilty Gear. I think this might even beat like Iska on all corners.
Wow.
So how many times did he counter you?
I thought that, all right, first of all, I knew he had to counter, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is like some kind of, it's only good on startup, like you have
No.
to catch it right
No.
when it comes out.
No.
No, it's just active the whole fucking time.
Yep.
Like, why? Why would they even, and you can't even throw him out of it.
No, you can.
It's hard.
You have to just be right in on him. Like
Yeah.
the reason it's a bad idea is that if he does like meaty kick, which is throw invulnerable, you're fucked.
Yeah.
He gets to party with you.
Okay.
Like, so the real G is like the real G shit is if you see him whiff it, you can punish it. There's a small window you got to learn. You can't just go in there raw and be like, oh, that's a dragon punch that got whiff. I'm gonna smack it. That's one of those I fucking honed in some Alps, training with llamas and shit. Like the exact timing of when to jump cliff to cliff before this like frozen ass wind spikes me down into these craggy rocks. That's the kind of training you got to go for.
Yeah. Your best bet is to, if you think counter is coming, just get away from him. Or if you are super experienced in the matchup, try to punish the recovery. And that's scary because if you mistime it at all, Leo can immediately counter again and you still eat shit. And if you're in the corner, you're going to eat a lot of damage. So
I just had a lot of trouble just trying to decipher what was going on in neutral. When he had his back turned on me, I was like, okay, here comes gimmicks. But just like the stuff he was doing when he was facing me was just like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, the one thing to keep in mind when he's facing you is that he's relatively linear. Like he's gonna do one or two things. He's gonna instant air dash at you with jump kick, which is fucking active for all days.
Yeah.
So you have to preemptively anti-air him. He's gonna do jump heavy, which is that Colossus punch where he like sticks out both swords, which isn't that great of an air-to-air, but it just occupies so much real estate that if you didn't anti-air it properly, you're fucked. Or he's gonna do, if he has meter, he's gonna do something like heavy projectile YRC and then run after it with either the Berserker slash move, which will go behind you, or any of the other moves that look exactly like it but actually have him end up in front.
Oh, Jesus.
like the Rekka series.
Yeah.
So he's really frustrating. He's legitimately a character you have to play against or you're just going to lose. Because if you don't know what it all looks like, you can't win.
Yeah, if you don't know what it looks like and you don't know how it works, you're just going to die to him. Because he turns his back on you and you're right on top of him. What is your first instinct? Grip his ass, right? Like I'm just going to grab both butt cheeks and throw him over my shoulder. No, and you can't do that.
And then you get counter hit. He does back turn kick / does super and you lose like 40% of your life.
God.
And that was because you thought you could throw him.
Jesus. Is that even counter hit at least?
It's a counter hit kick, but the super just does a bajillion damage by itself.
Ah, okay.
It's pretty good super.
That was interesting to deal with is all, I'm going to have to try some more.
Yeah, you just have to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to find somebody up in NorCal who plays.
The only guy I can think of is Dacid Bro, and I don't even know where the hell he's living right now.
Well, you might just try to hit Steve up on Twitter if you want to play online, because Steve plays online like every day or something.
Okay.
Obviously online is not optimal, but it'll at least give you an idea, and maybe you could talk to him after the matches and he can explain to you. Always just an option.
All right, cool.
Because that character, you really do need the in-person experience of playing against it.
It's just so different, man.
He is. He's very different because a lot of what he does is he basically frame traps you until you get scared enough that you either try to escape or you try to hit a button and then you get counter hit and you lose all your life.
And it's not really that fun. It's really
No.
Or you block the entire time, then he guard bar cranks you, and the follow-up combo when he does touch you does like 50% for bread and butter.
Yeah. And he has an unblockable. So
shout outs to that. They haven't changed them at all in 1.1. I mean, I'm not saying that they haven't, but from what I've seen, it still looks pretty fucked up.
No, he actually got interesting buffs. So he can get out of back turn quicker, which means he can set up throws once he has you actually scared. And throw always ends up back and back turn, so that's a fun game you're
What?
going to play. Yeah. His throw puts him in back turn automatically.
It's a headache.
yeah.
He got other minor buffs. Don't quite remember what they were.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to know exactly because I don't remember what all the list was, and then of course we still don't have an official list of what made it into 1.1.
Yeah, and even the list we did get was nowhere near comprehensive.
Yeah, because obviously a lot of people were saying Ramlethal got really nerfed in 1.1, and I sat down and watched 35 minutes of Daiji playing, and she looks just as good. It looks like she almost didn't get nerfed at all. The only thing that I noticed was obviously nerfed is you can punch the swords now, which is almost never relevant because most of the time it's setups and you're not going to wake up into a jab and get counter hit. That's smart. And they did nerf Taranchi, the Sonic Hurricane Super, which everybody knew was coming because that was really stupid.
Yep.
So
it was like two Dark Angels.
Yeah, basically. But the thing is, she got buffs to her strings, so she actually has better corner carry now. Without having to do like the really hard shit.
But I was about to say, yeah, she already had like the best corner carry combo in the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't work on everybody in the cast, and only Daiji can do it.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
At least at that level. Obviously, some people have learned how to do it, but
Oh man.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, we still don't even know when we're going to get 1.1. But
no word yet.
It's interesting seeing the 1.0 evolve here in the U.S. and it's been cool. So
One thing I wonder about it though is when people start coming over from Japan to play 1.0 more, is it just gonna fuck with them, or are they just gonna like remember all the dumb stuff they could do? Like we're gonna have this issue with P4 too. We talk about this every week, but I think it's getting a little bit more pressing now that it's kind of picking up in America at least.
Well, I think that what's going to happen with, especially with Persona, is that I think a lot of Japanese players are going to basically take the month or two right before EVO and just go back to just playing the console version.
That's
almost
cool.
Exclusively, just to relearn all their stuff. And I think that's probably a really smart way to do it. And I think that's what they would probably do for Xrd too.
Yeah.
Just sit down and play with the console version. Because a lot of those guys net play now as it is.
That's true, yeah. I've actually been seeing a lot more net play from Japan than before, because before it was just like exclusively console players that released net play videos in Japan for games, and now you're seeing more carryover.
You're definitely seeing a lot of the really talented Gear players net playing against each other. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys liked about NCR? The fire alarms?
The many fire alarms.
I didn't have to deal with either of them, so
I didn't deal with the second one.
Well, you were there for the first one when, everybody saw who did it. We were just like, man, that girl's weird. You gotta go to bed now.
Yeah. It sucks because I'm the one who got blamed for not tackling her and, stopping her.
Well, we were all in the elevator. We looked right at her when we got up, like on the 8th floor or something, and she looked right back at us like, I didn't do nothing. I'm like, why are you standing outside the fire doors?
Mm-hmm.
So, and she apparently so I don't they told half of the story on TSTS, but apparently what happened was I guess she had gotten into some kind of altercation with that girl that was walking around with the two black eyes.
Yeah.
And they had that weird sequence when they were leaving the hotel, or she was with the bike, and the girl that pulled the fire alarm was walking behind her but didn't say anything to her, and then started looking around to everybody else, not saying anything. It was like some fucking horror movie shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we should have saw it coming.
Yeah, we should have suspected something was screwed up, but whatever. we didn't.
It's fucking Sacramento, man.
Yeah.
That's true.
Fuck that place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe is that I know the Holiday Inn is good to us as an event crew, and it's cheap as fuck, but we gotta move it, man. If not next year, the year after that, please.
Why is our nation's capital such a dump?
That's not our nation's capital.
Yeah, it is.
Not our nation.
That is not the gangster nation capital, Alex.
Oh, my apologies.
God damn it.
Well, I was gonna say this honestly. With them building the new Sacramento Kings stadium right there, they're gonna have to move it eventually because that hotel is gonna go the rooms are gonna go up way in price.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're eventually going to tear down that hotel to build a new hotel.
I was gonna say.
Because they're going to need a place for teams coming into Sacramento to stay.
And everybody's gonna want to compete with each other, which is great for them. That might generate some commerce. So maybe if we stick around long enough, they'll give us some kind of grandfathered in clause.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Rent control.
Get rent control on the fucking NCR.
But overall, NCR was pretty entertaining.
I think that as things go downhill, we'll be able to rent Levi Stadium next year in order to have NCR.
Yeah, by next year it might be in the price range for NCR, considering
Wow. Just
No
go ahead, say
tailgating
it.
though.
Go ahead and say it. No, you can tailgate. You can totally tailgate. I tailgated WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
Can we just go back to the San Jose area? I liked that. That was nice.
Everybody
That's where
liked
Levi
that.
Stadium is.
Well, don't go to Levi's Stadium. Fuck that place.
Wow.
That place is okay. That's all I'm gonna say. It's okay, and it was only okay because it was filled with WWE fans that one day. But I imagine if I was there for a Niners game, despite loving the Niners, I'd want to punch everybody in the fucking face.
hey, if I was there with you at a Niners game, I'd want to punch everyone in the face too.
Dude, there were fucking Oakland fans there at the WrestleMania fucking show, just shouting "fuck the Niners," and I was kind of like, I don't even feel like fighting them anymore.
You would have been asked. You've been asked.
Throw him into the ring.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
wasn't gonna be worth your time.
not at all. They were John Cena fans.
Oh, Justin Wong is.
Yeah, I was about to say you almost got into a fight with Justin.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was there. Shit.
Yeah, he didn't mention this when I was talking to him at NCR. Damn
Yeah,
it!
he's a Raider fan.
Shit.
No.
Why didn't I know? Why did I know?
What a punk.
You should have always known.
Yeah, you should know. I thought you guys had the mailing list going and everything.
I
The
changed
news
addresses.
group, dog.
I changed addresses.
They changed addresses.
News group's Raider Nation.
Damn.
But no, I had a great time. Other than that, got to go to Burgers and Brew 2 nights in a row. Found that great place that we will not mention on the show because it's a secret.
Oh yeah, the secret place.
The secret place.
The place so secret, you piece of shits didn't bring food back for me when I was starving.
Hey man, that's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Damn.
And people start asking, "Where's that freaking waffle sandwich from?" And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You much.
The gravy was pretty good too.
The gravy was great. Holy shit! That's why they invented the word gravy, because of that shit.
Yeah.
Had fucking bacon in it.
That's good gravy.
Yeah.
Could you
I-
taste the memes?
Oh, dude, I totally can taste the names. Damn it, Alex.
Mem's the word, dog. Mem's the word.
Just
Wow.
Chris is putting bacon in everything.
I don't even like bacon, and I was eating that shit. That's a lie. I love bacon.
But
But no, I wanted to go back to the San Jose area for two reasons. One, because, it'll be more centralized, so I think it won't be such of a hassle for everybody else to make it out there. And two, I think you're going to have more people want to show up than you do, because a lot of people don't show up because it's in fucking Sacramento,
yeah, it's kind of hard to get to be honest. It's out of the way.
100%. And then, on top of that, it's just the feeling that you're stranded. Even at SCR and OC, I don't feel stranded. I feel like I can take a bus 20 minutes and at least go find a nightclub or something,
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you can do that in SAC, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like everything just dies at 9:30.
Why is everything one way? Why is it all one-way streets?
That's just old cities, dude.
It creeps me out. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, you think that's bad? Don't go across that freaking gold-colored bridge. Turns into a freaking, like... I don't even know what, dude. Like, all the hotels from every fucked up, like, gangster drug movie ever are in that side of the city.
That explains why I felt so comfortable there.
Like, I think they filmed Traffic there or some shit.
Yeah. But overall, the show was fun. I enjoyed it. Got to see a ton of people that I don't get to see too often.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the best part.
That's pretty much the only reason I go back to these things anymore.
Oh, yeah. Like, my favorite part about going to this shit is just seeing people. I don't give a shit about the games half the time. I just want to talk to people and hang out with people. And that's it.
Yep.
Well, we know you don't give a shit about the games anymore, especially now that everybody's officially ducked you.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Tyram. Yeah. So, story time, everyone. Piece of shit Tyram. All right, this guy comes to the Arcade Shock booth, is talking to Chris about me for what was it, like 30 minutes to an hour or some shit?
Yeah.
Doing nothing but talking shit about me. Like how he's going to whoop my ass in whatever game we play, Mark of the Wolves, because that was the main game he didn't believe I'm good at for whatever goddamn reason. And he challenges me, says, yeah, he'll play me for whatever. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll play you one-handed, I'll play you two-handed. I don't give a shit. I'll just play you and whoop your ass. He's like, all right, see you in a few hours in the after-hour room. Piece of shit doesn't show. Talked all this shit, doesn't show. Fuck that guy. Serious shit. Also, there was another 7 to 8 people who money matched me. They didn't talk shit. They just wanted to play me, casual money, whatever. They didn't show. I'm somewhat okay with that. I'm used to that. But when you're a dipshit and all you do is talk shit to someone and say you're gonna play them, you're gonna whoop their ass, do all this crap, and you don't show, you don't say a word to this person, you don't even show to the goddamn event anymore. You're a waste of life. Go away.
Jesus Christ.
Bodied.
Like serious shit.
I love you, Ram, but get me mad.
I don't give two shits. If this guy ever wants to play me in a game again, I'm not playing him in shit.
Did you ever play him in anything before?
Played him in 13 and whooped his ass. That's it. That's all we played in.
Oh, shit.
All right, I'm done. I can go on, but I'm done.
KB stuck my money match, too.
So,
I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I don't hate KB's. He's just free.
I like KB's. KB's kept coming by the booth and giving me the guns. Give me the guns. Like just like that. I'm like, yeah.
Well, your booth was right next to the Marvelous Customs one.
Yeah.
It really was.
Right between us. It was us and then Mad Cats. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Marvelous Customs.
Yeah, it was nice that all the sponsors were in one location because we all got to hang out with each other every now and then, talk to each other, jump over table and hang out, say what's up. It was cool. Marvelous Custom guys are good people. Hungry Human, love Larry. Larry, good people.
He still didn't give me a shirt. He
Well,
gave
I got
everybody
a
a shirt but me.
I got a shirt.
Damn it.
Gotta love my my chicken and waffle shirt, baby. Yeah.
He came up to me. He was like, "Your daughter's adorable," and then he walks away from me. Damn it!
No, he was stating a fact. Your daughter is indeed adorable. That's it. That doesn't mean he has to give you a shirt.
I want a shirt, Larry. At least give me one for the baby.
Yeah. What booths were there? So it was Hungry Human, 8-Arc, Dynamic Beadworks, Arcade Shock, Mad Cats, and Marvelous Customs. Right? That was it.
I think so. Was there another one? RU Gaming was not there as a sponsor this year.
They stream sponsored.
Yeah, they stream sponsored.
Yeah.
Broken Tier, as you heard, could not make it. So.
Yeah, that made me sad. I was hoping to see.
Yeah, that sucked.
Really want to see Kugi. But yeah, one of the big events, I guess you could say, Markman ended up bringing Tekken 7, and it got nothing but great responses. Like, I didn't hear anyone complain about it. The only complaint I have is not so much of a complaint. It's when watching it. It is the strangest shit seeing one person seeing me on first player, or seeing Paul. Let's say Paul's playing. Seeing Paul on first player side on one screen, and then seeing him on second player side on the other screen. It's
yeah, that's
weird. Shit to me. I can't wrap my head around. Like, it really is just confusing.
Now, here's what's cool about that, though. That's something that is this like this is for offline stuff too, right? Or technically, I guess.
Well, we don't know yet because a lot of the game has so far just been online. But I think it's going to be where even when you're playing local matches, you're going to be able to select your side, which way you see the game.
Right.
At the beginning of the round.
And that also means they might actually have LAN options because that could be a function that could propel us into running head-to-head setups at tournaments. I feel, especially if people get used to playing Tekken like this. You know?
Yeah, I don't think TOs should accommodate that. Only because there's more setups, more monitors, more room. It's just not worth it.
Well, I mean,
more complaining.
It'd be more complaining unless they just had like a dedicated Tekken tournament or more of them.
You mean what is that? Shit. What is it? There's a legendary tournament that supposedly happened in Atlantis.
I'm gonna
Strong Style. That's what it was.
Strong
right?
Style. There we go. Yeah, Strong Style can come back from the dead.
No, but like in reality, it makes no sense to do this at a tournament. Like I get it. People like this. People enjoy it. But if you play the game, you should be able to play on both sides. Yeah, you may not be able to perform motions as well on one side. But that's your problem. You need to deal with that shit. That doesn't mean like, hey, I can't do it on this side, so I might as well just make myself the first player here. Shit, we need a second monitor for this and another setup. God damn.
Yeah,
we've always had people with side preferences.
Yeah. Almost everyone has that shit.
Yeah. It's just something you get over.
Yeah, and doing it this way in the arcades is fine. That's one thing. But doing it at a tournament, no. Don't do that shit. It's going to take time. It's going to take space. It's going to take money. It's going to take everything.
We have to rewrite that entire section about flipping coins for who gets what side.
Yeah.
Has anybody actually ever done that?
I've done it.
Plenty of times.
Okay.
I've taken sides from people.
You also see people, well, if they lose one game, they'll switch sides too.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm just so fucking passive. I never even noticed when like someone.
What you do is, Chris, if you know someone prefers a side, you flip for that side. You try to make
you like try to game them off there, like
because even if they win the coin flip and they get the side they want, you've already stressed them out. They had to fucking spend so much time clenching their ass, worrying whether or not they were gonna get their preferred side. That you're up a game on them basically. Like you're in their head.
And then you say, "Ha ha! I wanted this side all along."
Yeah, you're diabolical.
I'm in there. I got it. I'm gonna try that at SoCal Regionals. I hope.
Yeah. So yeah, Tekken 7 was good. Did any of you guys get to play it?
No.
Yeah, I actually got to play a fair amount of it. It's interesting because it's most like, from what I was told, and I didn't play it much, it's a lot like Tekken Revolution. So it's somewhere between like a hybrid of Tekken 5 and 6, basically. And it feels good. It's a little stiffer than, say, like Tag 2 in terms of movement at first, but you get used to it. I actually really like how the game plays so far, because it seems like it's trying to do a lot of things in terms of just making combos not so you always have to do this combo all the time, because you can still pull damage out no matter what. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I noticed that some of the combos seem simpler, and there were some jokes about how some combos are so simple that it's literally just one button over and over again as a juggle.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not bad. I've seen worse, actually. I've just seen one button that just does 30% damage. So.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun playing and getting a feel for it, getting to see some of the new characters and how they play. Although, obviously I don't know what they're doing yet, but it was a good time.
Cool. Glad to everybody get to try it out. Now we're just waiting on Street Fighter 5, right? Yeah. Speaking of that, I heard there was some news on that. Apparently, people are once again upset because Street Fighter 5 will be aimed towards quote-unquote casuals. You know what the casual. You know what the weird shit about this is? They literally said the same thing about this that they said about Street Fighter 4, and people are getting mad about it all over again. Like Street Fighter 4 wasn't that game.
Yeah.
Look, Street Fighter 4 is not for casuals, right? Casuals don't understand the technical aspects of option selects.
Yeah,
they
don't know how to
don't.
select 5 options at the same time.
Yeah, thank you.
Casuals, no. Casuals are even worse than that. Casuals don't understand that when you hit somebody with the focus attack, in order to follow up, you have to dash forward.
You see,
Wait, you dash forward?
Yeah.
the thing is that what we're gonna have in Street Fighter 5, each button is going to be an option, and the more options you hit, the more options it can select from.
So it's gonna be like a freaking spider's web of option selects. The flow chart now becomes a full web.
You have to have execution to be able to hit all 6 buttons at the same time. Otherwise, you're gonna lose.
Or you can just have big black hands.
Look, while I enjoy this rampant speculation as much as the next person, something much more important is about to happen, and that's Mortal Kombat X
is that
about
out
to
yet?
release.
It's out today.
It'll be 5 hours on the West Coast.
No. It's already out today. Today's Mortal Monday, all right? It's out. Okay? People are playing it. It's online.
It's definitely, I mean, a lot of places have broken street date. A lot of people have the game already. It will be out in 2 hours on the East Coast.
It'll be out in 2 hours on Steam, too.
Wait a minute. Well, how come Arturo Sanchez is streaming it then?
Because he got it from a random place in New York.
Ah.
Just like we have the game at my house right now.
Ah.
So, did anybody else watch Fatal 8 except for me?
I watched it.
I watched a bit of it.
I was watching the interview between John Choi and Seth Killian, which I felt was much more interesting.
Well, I mean, it was probably an interesting interview, but I thought Fatal 8 was really well done in terms of an exhibition tournament. I liked the whole layout of it felt very polished. It looks like they did a really good job getting everybody on the same page. There weren't a whole lot of mess ups or anything like that.
It actually seemed really polished, except for the one thing that I think should just be abolished, which is just player interviews. Could we not?
Yeah. The player interviews, and the weird thing about the player interviews is that they were dialed down like 10 notches on the volume. So it was more like players mumble.
Yeah, it's like, so players were mumbling, and they were cut in such a way that you thought that the interview segments were over, and then they would just keep going on.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely have people like, yeah, shout outs to my dad, thanks for my family, all the people, test your mic, blah, blah, blah. And no, this is why I think it's like, why? Why? Shut up! Like, please. Why do you keep doing this?
We gotta stall for time. We still got 2 hours to fill up.
I don't know what the problem was, but I was having issues with the stream. I might have been Twitch because I was watching other streams fine, but if I went anything above medium, it would chug a lot.
Was
and
it
even at
yesterday?
medium. No,
I watched most of Fatal 8 on the 360 Twitch app, and I didn't have any problems at all.
I know
Yeah,
that
most people
Twitch
sound
had
like they
issues.
didn't,
I know
but
Twitch had issues a couple days ago. Like, it was actually down for a second.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the server I was hooked onto was bad or something, but my internet was working just fine, but Twitch kept chugging when I was watching that particular stream. Other streams worked fine. So I don't know what the issue was.
I thought the only other thing I would honestly say about Fatal 8 is I thought it was a really good showcase for the game, although obviously when it came down to the actual matches, a lot of them were just grossly just outmatched people.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, obviously you can't always predict that or plan for it, but man, yeah, some of those were just really ugly.
Yeah. Who's that gunslinger? Like
Aaron Black.
Aaron Black. Yeah, I saw that match where he just ended every combo in command grab. I was like, wow, that's fucking annoying.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
I don't know. It's like Tekken, right? Isn't that what King does?
I mean, if you don't get, immediate awesome pressure every time from it, yeah. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that, because my friends were like really excited for it. I'm like, you guys can't be happy about this. This is like the worst, really.
I think it was the very first match that was Sonic Fox versus Ketchup.
Yeah.
Where I just tried to figure out what exactly are the properties of that command grab on its own. Like, is it an actual grab? Is it a hit that's an overhead? Like, how does it work? Because
it's an actual grab.
Because the funniest shit was that he did it as an ender to his combo, right? And then he just tackled the dude over and over again in the corner.
So I was reading a little bit of the system guide that Tom Brady put up on Test Your Might, and it seems that grabs, you can juggle into grabs.
Boy.
Always.
Command grabs.
As well as normal grabs.
Whoa!
So a lot of people can actually end juggles with throw.
So this is like everybody's literally vice.
Or, I mean, a better way to look at it is maybe like Melty.
Can you take the grabs at the end of the combos?
From what I read, it seems like some of them you can, but it's hard. It was hard for me to quite understand exactly what he was saying.
Okay.
So, but that only works in juggles. You can't actually just do always end a string on the ground with a throw.
Gotcha.
So,
I would imagine there's some characters that can though, and that still would, be annoying.
But, and then you can never so the MK9 throw system is back, where it's literally a 50-50 between forward throw, back throw, which is awesome. Thank God they kept that. But then there are command throws some characters have, and you can't break them. It's like getting spinnered by Geef.
Ah, yes.
So, there you go. Hanzo in the chat saying you can always tech a normal throw, but you still have to guess which version they did. So there you go. But, so yeah, watching, basically Sonic Fox figured out a character where he could just run at people, and it's a brand new character, so they didn't know what they were looking at unless they went into training mode against it. And he had a good mix-up. How do you beat that?
It's fucking Carmine, man.
He just...
So you mean to tell me he picked Gun Guy and just RTSD?
Yes, he literally did just do that.
That's good.
Vi's an audience going,
He just
yes.
Castlevania, dude. He held forward. Just started whipping things.
Wow.
I think the best part about it is that getting shot in the head 6 times, then another 6 times, and you're still not dead. Like,
I mean,
this
Those
is
are the
Mortal
warning
Kombat.
shots.
Yeah, I mean, have you
It's just
seen
blanks.
X-rays?
They're very loud. Yeah.
He grounds and pounds with guns. Like,
I think it's because, everybody in the Mortal Kombat universe has at least 7 skulls. So
wow.
Yeah.
7 skulls thick.
the human skeleton is like 8 skulls, 20 rib cages, and 40 femurs. Like,
Well, we can't function in our day-to-day lives without the 40 femurs. We need them. The extra skulls are for when we fracture our skulls. Our body just somehow replaces it. I don't know where it's all stored. That's the only problem. I've never been able to figure that out. I think that's the one mystery science will never solve.
What about Mystery Science Theater?
3,000.
Huh.
Thank you.
But it's going to be interesting to see. I've sat down and played a little bit of MKX just to kind of get a feeling for it. And so far, running feels really weird. Because to run in that game, you do double tap forward, but on the second forward, you have to hit block at the same time. And then you can let go of block immediately because you just start running until you do another action. Or you run out of stamina.
So that's their run stop, basically?
Basically, you can always cancel out of run, but you can't cancel out of dash ever.
Okay.
So it feels clunky at first. I feel like it's something everyone will get used to, but for me, it was like, whoa, what the hell is this when I started trying to mess around with it.
the real question is, when you do a dash, can you do air moves out of a dash?
No,
Really?
really. Because
Man,
you
screw
can't
this.
dash, you only dash on the ground.
You're not airborne? This is lame.
It's not full anime yet. We're only 3/4 of the way there.
I just want King of Fighters. That's just the original anime.
We're still waiting, man. Don't worry. Maximum Impact 3 is coming.
I hope not.
God, I hope so.
No, you don't. Not even trolling, you don't.
No, I do. I mean, they eventually got Mizoguchi. Who's saying that, I won't see, Arena show up and goddamn Rolf from Galaxy Fight?
Rolf.
He's the main guy. He's like the 1950s spaceman with the gun.
I know. His just name always cracks me up.
Pretty sure he's playing a piano somewhere too,
Well, I mean, we have no actual news on that, so we shouldn't even go down that rabbit hole. It's not happening, people. It's over. Go home.
What if they are home?
Home is them waiting for the next SNK game to come out.
Oh.
That's a really sad place. I'm still waiting for Last Blade 2 to be available on Steam.
I don't know about that one.
I know, right?
The game's fine and all, but there's a lot of issues.
Look, Chris, you don't want Last Blade 2.
Why not?
You think you want Last Blade 2. You don't want Last Blade 2.
Why don't I want Last Blade 2?
Last Blade 2 tournaments need more rules than like a Melee tournament.
Like, serious shit. Last Blade 2, not shitting you. Last Blade 2 has the most rules out of any goddamn fighting game tournament I've ever seen.
That means we can go esports like right away.
No shit.
You can do the infinite once, but if you drop it, you can't do it again.
Don't pick it up.
No. It's not don't pick it up. It's you can only do it once per match.
Mm-hmm.
It's shit like that. Like, okay, so you can do it, you get 3 reps max, but that's all you get. If you start it and you miss any of those 3 reps, that's it. Done. You cannot do this infinite again.
I'm not seeing a problem with this. I'm not seeing a problem with any of this.
It's the dumbest shit. Yeah, I'd rather have KOF 99 than Last Blade 2.
No, what? Come on.
KOF 99 is a terrible game, but at least the rules are very simple.
What rules?
No striker infinites, goddamn.
What's the point of even using strikers? Jesus.
To OTG someone once, I don't know.
Yeah.
To give you health. To grab you,
striker.
throw you in the corner so Jun could just sit there and stomp on you all the way off. Oh, wait, that's an infinite. Never mind.
There we go.
But I don't know. I'm genuinely excited for MKX, but I really liked 9 because I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed basically the meter management, which I thought was really on point in that game. I enjoyed the fact that throws were strong in that game. The interesting thing about this game is it seems like they've dialed the meter management up, like just another level with having to rely on stamina bar as well as your meter for a lot of instances. Like you can't break her without a full stamina bar. That's kind of a huge thing. So basically it's like if you run in and you mess up and you get comboed, you got to wait to break her.
That seems fair.
And that's really interesting. And then just it feels like the game, because of run, it will be more based on being a little bit more aggressive than 9. So maybe there will be more setup heavy. Maybe everybody's going to be a little bit more like Cyrax, where you're just setting up the fun house. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the game evolves. I'm really interested for it.
I'm really excited about the meta in the variant gameplay. Like,
how do you mean? Oh, in the way like people try to counterpick each other with variants?
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be really interesting, especially if there's like more than one viable version of a character that totally counters another version of the character that might be viable, forcing that character to use an unviable version of himself. It's like,
I could see something like that happening. And what's interesting is just the level of variability.
Because it's really intricate. They actually changed the normals, right? Like the normals are different.
But not every character. That's the thing. It's some, but not all. I sat down and I started messing around with Reptile because I play Reptile on MK9 because I'm a scumbag. And his normals pretty much are unchanged across the 3 variations.
Okay.
But then you have a lot of other people who they'll have slight normal changes, or they'll have special, like big special move changes as well. Whereas Reptile feels like obviously each of his forms has something different, but it's like one big thing is different about the 3 forms instead of a bunch of little things.
Okay.
So
then it's different for everybody. It's not like one. It's not like Samurai Showdown where you're just working with like a completely different moveset in some cases.
Right. It's different for each character across the board. Like I think a really great example of this was during the Fatal 8 when MIT picked Scorpion and he picked, I think it was Ninjutsu, and his normals actually use the swords that Scorpion carries. They show on his back sometimes.
Oh, sick! And
so he's got like longer range with his normals. And then he picked. I can't remember the other variation he picked. Was it Inferno or was it? I can't remember. But it's the one that has like little helper bats and shit.
What?
Yeah, he calls like familiars out to hit you, and he doesn't have those normal range anymore. But he also like does hella damage on like combos and shit.
Damn.
So it's really interesting just how little or how much the variation between forms of a character can be.
It doesn't matter because I'm still playing Full Moon Tono, so.
What?
Come see my
you're not the first one who made these jokes. I've already seen them in several stream chats today.
No, obviously.
People are like, yeah, I'm gonna play Crescent Cage.
Bus Galford. I need the dog.
But yeah.
No, I
like the whole idea of different movesets for characters and stuff. I didn't like it when it was in CVS 1, though.
Yeah.
That I
think
didn't
the
like.
interesting thing is Spider Carnage, and Chad just brought up. He hopes that the game doesn't boil down to just one version of each character being the only one that's viable.
See, I think that might happen to a certain extent, but that's what I mentioned before, where, like, somebody's best version might be counterable by somebody's not so good version.
I feel like maybe that's what they're hoping that the competitive scene works out to be.
Right.
Because I think that there will be one that's on paper, obviously the strongest. But yeah, like you said, in certain matchups, maybe it won't be as good just because of the type of player you're carrying.
Right, yeah.
So.
And to a certain extent, this is something they kind of touched on this, and don't let me finish. This is kind of a Street Fighter Cross Tekken thing, where you technically could retrofit your existing character with different augment abilities, and they would change. So that's kind of the same idea here, except you're not paying for it, which is great.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that got evolved a little bit further than that, because that's something that I've always felt that should be included in fighting games, is more of a personalized feel, I guess you could say. Like, I've always been like a big fan of using EX characters in Guilty Gear, but not like for tournament or anything. I wish I could use it for tournament.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be, as always with NetherRealm games, the balance is going to be
normalization.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The normalizing of the characters in this game is going to be off the wall because it's really going to depend on how much NRS patches the game. And that's always the issue with these games. Well, a lot of people were already saying that Aaron Black has been patched.
Yeah. He's no longer what he was during the Fatal 8.
I mean, that's good.
So,
that was ridiculous.
But the thing is that some people are saying that the actual day one patch is already loaded, but I don't know if it's live, and I mean, there's really no way to tell, to be completely honest. So, I guess we'll see. I do worry that, because obviously with MK9, we saw a lot of knee-jerk. Community is whining about this, so we're going to patch it. Even when it wasn't broken, it wasn't a problem. Injustice, I didn't keep up with as much, so I can't really speak to that. But it is going to be a problem. If the game gets a patch every month, it's going to be a problem. I'll say that. Because people are just going to get fucking sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have to basically relearn your character every month.
Well, how long did they have those rapid fire patches coming out when 9 was around? Because it seems like they eventually just plateaued on that,
Yeah, they did after a certain amount of time. I know that up until Evo that first year, it was pretty hectic.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we're going to be right in the middle of that shit this year if they do it.
Yeah. I think that I would like to... I assume that we'll again get a cutoff date from Evo where, it's like, well, okay, if you patch after this point, we're not updating the game, so everybody needs to know that. But...
Well, now, not only that, they have their own ESL league. Like, they don't want to fuck that over either.
That's true.
Like, that would
and
be
that starts up... I think that starts up either this week or next week. I can't remember which.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's right into the fire with ESL. Online tournaments on Xbox One, so...
I would not want to be in that position.
There's going to be some really brutal first month shit where people are just getting away with murder and just like cleaning up tournaments, because there always is and stuff like that.
Totally,
games like this.
And
then of course, we have all the DLC characters coming out who nobody knows what they do. So
are they even going to be tournament legal?
I don't know why they wouldn't be. There's never anything said that they wouldn't be.
I'm just wondering because, like, in MK9, I just never saw any DLC characters being played. I mean, maybe they were just all bad, so,
Well, the issue with MK9 DLC characters is that some of them were legitimately broken when they came out, and some of them were broken in terms that they didn't work properly.
Oh, wow.
What's her name? The Scarlet. she actually had. I remember people saying there was actually glitches associated with her when she first came out. Freddy was broken, as in way too good at first. I think Rain was okay, and I don't remember the last character anymore. Oh well. So
hopefully they learned their lesson.
Yeah, I hope so. Obviously, and then another thing, of course, we're going to have to wait and see on is NetPlay, because people who already have the game are already complaining about it. And we shall see, I guess, once the game is officially rolled out, if that is going to hold true for everybody.
Was the NetPlay somewhat stable in the previous games? Like Injustice, I know it was. I'd never heard anybody complaining like overtly about it.
MK9 was awful.
Yeah, I know MK9 was shitty.
People still played it online, but it was awful. Injustice, I think people said it was a little bit better, but it was still bad. In general, most people will always say that NRS netcode has been crap.
Time to get on that KI netcode, I guess.
Yeah, for a lot of people, I think that they're just wondering. It's like every time a new game comes out with online, everybody's always wondering, why are we still in the Stone Age? Wow. And that's just because, I don't know, we have a really bad infrastructure. We're a big country. I don't know.
It's 50-50 on this one. I mean, it'd probably be a lot better if we just had faster download and upload speeds, but,
I mean, it's not like, we have all these direct runs, or the fact that there's a bunch of places where, like, it just hops through a maze of fucking, like, tin garbage that's made out of, fucking aluminum. And it's just
the places where the only reason the internet actually connects is because they're still using phone lines that were put up in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's like whenever you connect onto the internet, it's like, oh, let me play Walkman, and there's some old lady somewhere in the middle of Central California. Let me patch you in.
They got the old board.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus, man.
Patching you into the internet. God, I'm just imagining it. Trying to use your porn auto dialer. I see.
Yeah, I see how it is there, Sonny. More bandwidth. I don't think I can make this plug any bigger.
But yeah, I do want MKX to succeed, and I don't think it needs any help. I think the game's going to be huge, just like MK9 was.
Yeah.
MK9 sold a fuck bajillion copies, and while the tournament scene isn't as big as Street Fighters, it always had a pretty healthy, constant turnout of players. And I admit, I got to say, when I was watching Fatal 8 on Saturday, I got a text from one of my friends back in St. Louis who doesn't really play video games like that. He's like, "Are you watching Fatal 8?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm so hyped for this game. I actually went out and bought a system for it."
Wow, damn.
So I don't think there's going to be any shortage of, unsold copies on the shelves. Even if this isn't the biggest tournament game, people are excited just to play the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. When I hear about people that play games that don't really play that many different games, they always say like, "Oh yeah, I played Mortal Kombat." I'm like no matter what, even if they like only play like Call of Duty, they also play Mortal Kombat.
Well, everyone plays Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
we've all played Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it pretty much started like a whole cultural revolution in the 90s.
Yeah, spelling everything that uses the word C with K.
Not even just that. Like, everything just had to be super violent for no fucking reason. Like, I think Time Killers will stand the test of time, no pun intended, as the most, shameless of attempts to cash in on the super brutal nature of fighting games in the 90s.
Excalibur. Then you cut the dude's head off. Excalibur. Shoot projectile. Excalibur. Same sound clip the entire time. I love it. Hey man,
Excalibur does everything. It slices, it dices.
Oh, the julienne fries?
The julienne fries, baby.
Yeah, so we'll see. I know the game's going to do well. Hopefully this tournament league they have goes well too. I believe it's all going to be streamed by ESL, or is it going to be done somewhere else? Or have they not said?
Well, ESL helped run Fatal 8, and they ran that on the NetherRealm channel. So maybe they're just going to run it on the NetherRealm channel?
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that.
I mean, like, for an official event, I could see that, but for their own thing, I think they'd run it on their own channel because they want it to be synonymous with their other products.
That's possible.
Yeah.
I don't think they've officially said, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
but I might have missed something somewhere.
Oh well. Up next is Arc Rivo, right? You know.
Wow.
Oh,
Anime esports.
you mean Arc Rivo, R-A-R-K Rivo?
Ooh, Noah's Ark Revo?
No, man. This is the Arc.
2 of every anime?
Arc Raid.
They're gonna throw in like Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon's gonna go up there and rock out with Daisuke. It's gonna be some crazy shit.
Damn.
I don't think Ed Boon can rock out, but you know.
I don't know, man. You ain't seen the brow. Maybe he gets down.
How old is that man
Possible,
now? He's
yeah.
like 55,
Dude,
60,
I have no
around there
idea.
somewhere. Got to figure this out.
He's like your age, right?
Yeah, about my age.
So, yeah.
Ed Boon, 51. All right. Younger than I thought.
I just did everybody a favor, guys.
So, yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry. It's just the taco man's outside of my house right now. He played the horn. I'm like, oh shit, should I bail on the show and get it? He's out there in his truck right now, and he's got. Oh man,
Is
I'm
he
sorry.
literally just like hanging out in front of your house, like looking right through your window, saying like, "I know you can hear me.
Yeah, probably.
It's all
God
for you,
damn it.
Kimmy."
I'm sorry.
But
Yeah. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat. But what else happened? Oh, Topanga happened.
Topanga happened. Oh, the game league, yeah.
Yeah, the Game League. Daigo won it. Shao Hai lost it. And I think that about sums it up, right?
There was a lot of really good matches if you enjoy watching Street Fighter 4. Just a lot of stuff. I know that a lot of people were kind of blanching at the price point for it, though.
Yeah, it's $30 to watch 3 or 4 days. That's a lot of bucks.
I don't know.
It's
I
not
think we need to get away from Nico altogether. And I know we can't tell people in Japan to say, stop streaming on Nico because it's shit to begin with. It's just,
I don't know. When you think about how many hours of straight footage it was, $30 really wasn't that terrible.
Yeah,
How many
it's
days was it?
basically paying for...
I think it was 3 or 4, and it was like 5 or 6 hours at least each
Yeah,
day.
Considering people pay what, like $70-$80 for a 4-hour pay-per-view?
No,
Yeah.
you gotta give them one better. Considering people will pay about maybe 60 to 80 for a boxing match that lasts anywhere between 1 to 4 rounds.
Oh, you're not even guaranteed any time.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is definitely worth the money if you're into it. But if you're just like whatever, I don't care, I just want to see results, you don't need to watch it.
daughter,
Yeah.
the whole $10 and you get literal weeks of game matches.
Well, see, this
So
is
it's literally
complete with
$9.99?
stats.
This is the difference with that. That is controlled by Valve.
Not necessarily.
That's
You can do a tournament without Valve,
But you
have,
can. But can you have tickets and everything?
yeah.
Without-
Well, yeah. I mean, this goes through Valve, but yeah. I mean, I think they'd like work with people.
I mean, but Anthony, here's the real question. Why would I pay $10 and give my money to Valve when I could just pay $9.99 and subscribe to WWE?
or you pay
No.
nothing and you can just watch it on Twitch or YouTube.
Wow, don't even. What are you doing? You're killing us, esports man.
We'd like to say that
We don't support
all
anybody
the
watching
remarks
shit on
made
Twitch.
by Lord Walkman are those
Made
his
by
own
Lord Walkman?
opinions and
Damn,
stuff.
we just
that
lost
don't really
16
reflect
viewers.
upon SDR, I Play Winner, or any of our affiliates, WWE Network. So please don't take what he says seriously.
We
And
love
remember,
you,
send
Capcom.
all complaints to @Manchest.
Yeah,
Wow.
Manchester at manchesterindustries.gmail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Ono. Love you, man.
That makes fun of us.
Yoko Ono?
Yoshinori Ono.
Oh,
Yeah, why not?
okay.
Yoko Ono's cool too, I guess.
It's not nice to buy, Chris.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like if you're really big into Street Fighter 4, it was worth the money. But I can honestly say for people who are just like, yeah, I'll tune in if it's on. Yeah, I can definitely see that being like a nah, that ain't happening. So
I don't know. I just feel like there's a better method in using Nico. Like I have no problem with paying. I just have a problem with Nico's system.
Well,
where
yeah, Nico's system is
it's just
it
shit.
does suck.
like from what people in Japan tell me they have no issues with Nico.
Well,
but-
of course they don't because of preferential IP treatment, which I can't prove yet, but I'm working on it, people.
Well, yeah, that's been a theory for a while.
I don't think it really is preferential IP treatment, but I think more people are willing to pay for premium because a lot of the times when we're trying to look at stupid internet videos at night, that is peak hours in Japan, which already they pulled down the bandwidth for all the videos, so the quality looks a lot worse. Much with like when
which is dumb too.
Yeah, but I mean that's how they get their money.
You fucking shill.
Yeah. Except for just, what is it, 470 yen, you too can have a Nico Premium account.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, what the hell?
It's like $5.25 or something like that. It's $5.
Here's the other
if you're going to be spending the yens, you should be getting New Japan World instead anyway.
Here's the other problem. Here's the other big problem. You can't even buy it if you want it. Unless you have a Japanese prepaid card or a friend in Japan that's going to buy it for you. Because
that's wrong.
Yeah, I was like, that's wrong.
What's wrong? All right, go ahead. You walk me
My
through
brother
it.
has a premium account. He paid for it.
He paid for it how?
With his credit card.
Does he have
Nico has a presence in the West now.
Oh, well, it didn't have it like 2 years ago when I had it.
I definitely got the last SBO on Nico. I paid for it. There was just hoops you had to jump through at the time.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I think you just probably didn't look into it.
I didn't look into it.
I just want to say Topanga League drove me to insanity. So
wow.
I didn't even watch because I was.
I watched the first
I didn't watch either.
I watched the first day and listened to Anthony go nuts.
I was too busy watching Boy Meets World, the real Topanga.
I thought some of the matches were really good. I thought if you follow Street Fighter 4, this is probably some of the highest level play you're going to see. Like, at least in long sets. So,
yeah.
I don't know. The other thing that happened over the weekend was I'm Not Yelling up in Oakland for Smash players. And slowly but surely, I'm actually just watching more Smash because that game Melee specifically is really entertaining. Just to be able to sit down and watch, even what little I know about the mechanics of the game, it's unbelievable to see how good some of these players are. Just blows me away every time.
I can't wrap my head around it yet because it's just. It's one of those things where, like, since I don't play it and I don't know exactly how it's supposed to go, I feel like I can't really say, man, that guy's really good because he won. That's like the only thing I can go off, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the parts I get hyped for, nobody gets hyped for, and I feel like an idiot.
I don't know. I think that there's some things you can communicate just from having played, say, like the normal 2D fighting games to Smash, just because of like basically being able to convert hits or situational knowledge, stage awareness. Those are things I get more than the really hard mechanical things in Smash, because those are all way over my head.
I actually think it's once you start to understand even some of the more basic mechanical nuances, the game starts to get really, really impressive. Like, if you pay attention to some of the commentators, will remark on certain things, and if you kind of investigate what they're talking about, you realize the level of execution that's needed to succeed, and the fact that they're doing this that quickly, because the game's pace is pretty fucking hectic.
Yeah.
So, influencing momentum when you get hit to make sure you don't fly off the fucking stage as much as you would otherwise. And when you realize what was the Peach player? Armada, where he basically stayed alive at like some ridiculous percentage just because he's apparently amazing at that. Just DIing.
Yeah. And basically knowing that so many people have, even Armada for a while had basically given up playing Peach because he was just like, no, I've done so well with Peach and I've gotten so far, but this character just doesn't cut it at the highest level. To watch him basically come back and 6-1 Mango in grand finals by switching to Peach, that was pretty damn impressive.
That's already cool.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And honestly, I feel like Smash has some of the best commentators because it's a lot of people who have been commentating the game for years. And they're embedded personalities in the scene. And I don't know. I really like the community aspect of Smash.
I think remarking on the commentary aspect of it is they're always on the one point of my 3-point structure for what makes good commentary. They're always on the one. They never miss this one, which is enthusiasm. They actually give a shit.
No, yeah, they really do.
There's never the phoning it in or Hell Pocket swearing.
Wow.
Hold on. The Hell Pockets using the foul language is perfectly acceptable, all right? I say this because it adds more to the viewing experience.
I don't
Man,
want to.
Chris, we know it wasn't that exciting.
What? Are you kidding me? God damn it!
No, I think that's a big point. I think that there is a level at which excitement just becomes infectious. And it's because those people are really interested in it, you become interested in it too. You get swept up in it.
I will give them that. They definitely make you feel like you are experiencing something that, it's not even really about the game so much as it is about, like, just kind of being there.
Yeah.
Like, I know being in a Smash crowd is definitely way different than being in an FGC crowd.
No, hold on. I gotta like stop you there. They're one and the same.
I know they're similar, but they're way different.
No, they're
man.
the same shit now.
Oh, they are now?
You can't say they're different anymore.
Why not?
They're the same communities.
No.
Like, they're a part of us, whether we like it or not. Like, they grew their community on their own, but now they're a part of us.
I wouldn't say that they're not a part of us, but I definitely feel like being in the Smash crowd, people that are just there to watch Smash, you definitely get a different atmosphere than when you're in an FGC crowd. I mean, you're going to get people shouting and say, hey, man, this guy fucking sucks. By the way, who's side betting me? Like, that's kind of universal. You'll get that anywhere.
You got any more there?
Yeah, I'm like, what's his point? I'm waiting for the point.
It sounds like a fatal late interview.
Taking a drink of the water. Sorry. But, I mean, no, it's just the way it feels, Like, I've definitely had, I watch all sorts of fighting games, and most of them I'm just kind of like, unless it's a game I like, I tend to look away once I glance. But for Smash, I always find myself glancing back, getting kind of involved with stuff, and I don't really know what that is, but it's definitely something that's different than
I think a key thing about Smash crowds is, especially because most Smash events are Smash only, you don't get a mixed crowd. So it's not like we have BlazBlue on, and then you still have a bunch of like Street Fighter people who are just in the seats waiting for Street Fighter to start. It's all the people there are for Smash. They're excited for Smash. So I think that's what changes it, if anything.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the closest thing I could say is like Evo 2012 KOF crowd, which was an amalgam of different scenes anyway, so.
Right. And I do think that does change it. I think if you had an entire crowd that was just there for KOF, not a bunch of just players who were there because KOF was on before the games they wanted to watch, I think that will change the way the crowd reacts to situations or acts in general.
Right. And that it either sweeps them up, or unless you're like, a part of the Marvel crowd and all you care about is Marvel, then you never like anything anyway, so.
You don't even like Marvel.
You don't even like Marvel, what the fuck?
But an interesting point to all of that is that a couple people were asking me on Twitter if I felt like the fighting game scene is becoming more split along game lines. And I think it's really interesting that the fighting game community was always split on game lines up until about the mid-2000s. Like, Tekken always had its own tournaments. Anime was kind of off on its own world. Street Fighter was sort of sitting on the mountaintop. And Marvel 2 was just wherever you could play it. And I feel like about the mid-2000s is when, mid to late actually, is when everything just started being swept up into majors. And it was just a major now. It was every game. So I think if anything, you're just sort of seeing people fall back into, I just want to play my games.
You ever think about it as like the supposed dark ages where people were just kind of the mentality is like, yo, man, we're all, each other's all we got, man. We got to look out for each other, man. You play KOF, that's all right. I'll look out for you too. You can stay over at my place. There's no fighting games coming out. And now suddenly we're fucking, you got a cornucopia of whatever fucking genre you want to play of. And it's suddenly, you know what, man? You weren't even that cool. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, I mean, there is something like that. Yeah, there is something to that.
He's described like Gibby's life in the last 2 years.
Well, yeah, it's basically like that. And I don't know, like, I would say people were split before, and then as time went on, they tried to come closer together. But if you notice, in terms of playing, people will play whatever's new. Like a bunch of people jumped on Gear. A bunch of people will be jumping on Mortal Kombat. How long till all those people drop it and just go back to the game they started playing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2 to 3 months is normally the max.
Yeah. Like this always happens, and it's fine. Like we expect this to happen. But the thing that we don't want happening in this is people, let's say I jump on Mortal Kombat. I play it 3-4 months. I drop it, and then all I do is bash the game. Like that's not cool.
Yeah.
Like we should all be supporting everything all at the same time, even if we don't like it. Because if we support one scene, the other scene will start supporting us. Everyone works with each other. We grow.
Yeah. And then people stop complaining about why KOF is not in top 3 at EVO anymore. When they're just like, hey, it's all our same event anyway. We're not here to compete with anybody.
Well, and that's sort of kind of going back to Smash. Is Smash has all their own majors. They have their own basic big national tournament, and yet from the rumors we're hearing that Smash is going to have one of the biggest tournaments at EVO. Still, it's like they don't have to show up to EVO, but they're going to.
And it might not even be on Sunday. It might end on Saturday. It'll be the biggest Saturday finals you've ever seen.
Yeah, if they did something like put Melee on Saturday, it would be it'd probably be the biggest finals anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of, big things, kind of sort of off topic, Northwest Majors, they broke 100 for Exerd.
Nice.
And that just might be the biggest tournament outside of Street Fighter right now.
That's really cool.
Northwest Majors?
Yeah.
Sick.
So if you guys haven't signed up and you do plan on going, probably should do that.
I'll get on that.
Yeah,
it's going to be not this coming Saturday, but I believe next Saturday, the 24th? Yeah, 24th to 26th.
Yeah, this Saturday is the last day for a late reg, I believe. I think it's the 18th. Because I haven't signed up because I don't know if I can afford to. So, so I might just be sitting in the crowd enjoying the ambiance. But
it does.
I figured I still haven't ever been to PAC North before, so I really wanted to go. And I finagled it.
So. Well, you're actually gonna make it? Good shit.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be up there.
And as always, if anyone wants me to go, please send me $250 and somehow shut down technology in the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area.
Yeah, I think they call you back into work for that.
Fuck. Didn't think this through. I'll be back in a few minutes.
They'd be like, damn, Alex, we need you to come back. Everything's dead.
Did you try turning it back on?
Did you see the switch on the wall?
There's a switch. No, it's the circle with the line in it. No.
It's like a Q except sideways.
That's the volume.
Are you going to Northwest Majors this year, Gibby?
I'm going to find out Friday.
Okay.
Right now,
so
it's 50.
Right now, it will just be me up at Northwest Majors and maybe Gibby.
So I went last year. It was a great tournament. Nice, laid back. I was able to breathe from both nostrils, which, if you know me, is something you've never seen me do unless I'm in Seattle.
Ooh.
And it's a great feeling. Holy crap, the air up there is amazing.
Oh, it's fun to breathe?
I didn't know what breathing was until I breathed in Seattle.
Oh, man, you should go to, the Midwest then.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. They got good air.
Last I heard about the Midwest, they have, these rappers getting arrested in the middle of nowhere for drug trafficking and shit.
That happens in California every day.
If I go to the Midwest, I'm going to learn about what breathing is.
Lancaster.
In the Midwest, I'll figure out what mouth breathing is. Boom! Take that entire area of the United States.
I can't say
wait till your state falls into the ocean, Anthony.
Whatever. I got Hawaii.
Hold on, this is your state too, Paul.
Nope. Hey, stuck
you
here.
are
one of us.
Arizona Bay.
I can't believe that you're passing through. If Justin Wong is SoCal, you are SoCal.
Think about it.
Damn.
If all you guys are burning up and dying and falling in the ocean, I'm gonna be chilling in Alaska and it's gonna kick ass.
With the mosquitoes as big as your hand, have a party.
Whatever.
Dude, Alaska's too big. I saw this map the other day that actually put it in perspective, and you could fit 5 African nations, Texas, America itself in Alaska. It's too fucking big.
Yeah. So get rocked, everyone. Alaska's the king.
It's too big. They pay you to live there. What kind of crazy ass state is that?
Well, I mean,
because they know you're gonna die. Up there.
yeah, you're not going. You saw 30 Days a Night, right? That shit's fucked up.
Wow. You really brought that movie up.
Yes, I did. No God would allow that movie to be made.
Oh, damn. Well, we're definitely out of stuff to talk about.
Actually, I was about to ask Tony if he lived in Alaska, would he join the Iditarod?
Get a whole bunch of dogs, run that famous route.
If I lived in Alaska, I'd have a bunch of, sleigh dogs just so they can take me to and from Popeyes.
Ooh.
Assuming they have Popeyes.
I don't care where the Popeyes is. They will take me all the way down to Oregon if they have to.
Jesus.
I'm going to Popeyes.
You're past
Canada. Speaking of, this conversation about Popeyes has made me remember that since everybody else is doing it, I will also be running for president.
Oh, all right.
So,
good stuff.
I'll be campaigning in and around my house, and if you want to come over for drinks, we can talk about it.
What's your
What's your platform?
what are you platforming? Yeah, like what's your thing?
Well, for one thing, we're going to severely restrict the watching of anime.
Okay, all right. Look,
I
I wanted to save this until next week's show, but I'm also announcing my candidacy for president. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm for higher minimum wages, affordable health care, pro-bird rights, and I have a very laissez-faire attitude towards anime.
Sir, after this dungeon anime shit, I cannot abide by your
That show's actually
laissez-faire
not that
anime
bad. It's
principles.
just the fucking thing is.
You guys could go with an easier approach, especially you, Alex. Just, go with the whole blow it all up campaign. That'll work. People
That's
will go for it.
re-election, dude. I'm saving that.
No, that's not re-election because you
re-election.
blow up everything the previous presidents have done.
Wait, so
What you do is you go in, you get the presidency, and then when they're like, "Dan, why should we re-elect you? You fucked everything up. Blow it all up."
Wait, so we're going to go with the Triforce approach, burn it down?
I guess.
Is that only? But that's only so we can build it up, right?
Right.
Yeah, we burn it down, so we build it up, so we can burn it down and then build it up, and then everyone leaves us, and then we burn ourselves down. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, that's the Triforce platform modified into the Arturo Sanchez whoopie doop.
What?
I don't know what that meant. However,
I think that's like the Arturo Sanchez rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoopie doop.
You rope-a-dope, and then you just become the best dog.
I don't
in the
see why
world.
you're not. That's
idea
exactly
in
what
my
I
head.
said. I don't know why you're not getting this.
You know what I hate, Chris, is when you actually like have something that's legitimately funny. Like that's annoying. Like that fucking icon you had for a while, that was good. You had a couple of days on Twitter, you were gold. But then I also really hate it when you put ideas in my head by accident.
I mean, it's not something I pride myself on, but
So you just got me the idea of like, what if Art was running up for president? Like, what would be his like camp-play slogan? Would it be like, "Yo, America"?
No,
USA!
it would definitely be CPM for all. Like, I don't see why anyone it's CPM for all.
I will
Think about it. Think about it. Like, what if he actually brought up some sort of?
in every home?
What if he brought up like a whole socialist regime, like with Big Brother cameras? Be like, nah, it's how you get max CPM.
oh man,
Cameras everywhere, monitoring and scrutinizing everything we do.
But the thing is
After hours.
just gets arrested. It just ends up on YouTube to get monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all
But you get them.
No,
Yeah, you
all
get
the
the
monetization goes to Arturo, not us.
I mean,
Oh
that's
wow.
But look. He takes the CPM and he funnels it back into the country. He increases the infrastructure. That way, everyone has files all across the nation.
I don't know if I like this idea.
I love this idea.
I like files. Yeah,
Arturo's a man.
I don't want to be scrutinized with everything I do.
I mean you already
Also,
are.
in
So
order for him to be president, we can no longer call him Arturo Sanchez. His name has to be Art Sanders.
that makes
I
Arthur
think,
Sanders.
yeah, Arthur Sanders. There you go.
that sounds like a real person.
I mean,
And he
it's better than.
He can't be from, he
What
can't.
the fuck? Oh my god! Michael
What?
Crabtree has left San Francisco and signed with the fucking Raiders.
Well,
Oh my god, dude!
Hey guys, I just want to say, expect to see Raider Nation strong next year.
You know what? You can fucking have them. This show's over.
It's gonna be amazing.
Take us out of here, Paul.
Also, I just wanted to say, Poverty Room at NCR was great. Great meeting everyone there. Like formally meeting some people because I knew of them and never really talked to them in person. And Yeah, it's always great hanging out with people that are into shitty games.
They went to go cry.
Just screw that guy.
I think Chris is dead.
Who cares?
Oh,
His team is done. His team did what the goddamn Florida Marlins did about 10, 15 years ago after winning.
Oh, when they won the World Series and lost the whole team.
It's like, hey, let's win this World Series and let's just dump all the players. Now, mind you, San Francisco won nothing. They just have a trash can in their team. That's it. They won.
Whatever. He fucking sucks anyway, man.
No one. Hey,
Sour grapes.
Garbage.
Come on.
Sour grapes. That's our fucking whole offensive line is gone, man.
What line?
No, exactly. There is no line. The line is a fucking dot now.
Yeah.
Got the offensive
line has been replaced by a series of points on a graph.
God damn it. Like I was sure he was going to be the one to stick around because I thought, man, nobody's going to want this bum after he broke his ankle and then refused to walk on it afterwards for 2 years.
you don't know any team as dumb as the Raiders.
Yeah, oh, fucking shit. How much did you guys offer him? Like, like a hoagie?
I believe it was a hoagie with Dijon mustard.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. But it's it's going to work out in his favor. We gave him a signing bonus of a bag of Doritos.
Ooh,
and
I didn't know you guys actually signed Hanzo Gonzo.
Yeah, right. He's got a performance clause in there too. For every yard he scores, he gets an ounce of Mountain Dew of his flavor, of the choice he wants. So this is look. I'm gonna be honest. I tailored this contract for Hanzo Gonzo, but since Hanzo Gonzo is a bit too far from Oakland, we had to give it to this. What's his name? Michael Crabtree. Yeah, we had to give it to this guy. I mean, I think that's good. He's like what? He's like an inch or two taller than Hanzo Gonzo.
Yeah, you know what? He doesn't have that untamed ferocity of Hanzo, though.
No, he doesn't.
But
still, I mean, I'd like to have Hanzo Gonzo on the defensive line just because I'm pretty sure he can talk enough shit to make the opposition cry, and then boom, done.
Also, think of the man's prowess with shield skills. Shield being the primary defensive weapon of choice.
This is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So speaking of Hanzo Gonzo,
we're done.
Be sure to check out the show that sucks tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with our good friends Harrison, SBA, and the Hanzoist of Gonzos.
Don't you mean Pacific Daylight Time?
Pacific, your dick time. Yeah, sure, why not?
Fuck.
And be sure to catch Chris as he cries on Twitter for probably at least the next few hours about how bad the Niners are.
The Niners are gonna be fine in 2019.
This is wait, what year is it? No, give it like 2022.
Oh God.
This isn't a joke. Give it.
No, I know this is fucking bad. Everything's gone. It's all fucking gone.
Yep.
We get a fucking rugby player. We got a fucking rugby player for a fucking place kicker, which is genius. Except he's got nowhere to kick it to anymore.
We said this early in the show that come this time next year, we will be able to afford Levi Stadium as the venue for NCR. And Crabtree heard. Crabtree's like, yep, time to go to the Raiders.
Levi Stadium is going to be the venue for me taking the biggest piss in America.
Okay. That's cool.
That's about all it's good for anymore. It's a giant toilet.
And so by, 2017? Late January 2017, it will be filmed.
No, not 2017. We're not even going to be in the league. It's going to be...
No, 2017.
Going back to the AFL?
2017, you're going to piss in the field, okay? And then our president, Arthur Sanders, will have cameras in there, and then he will collect CPM, and then he will funnel the money back into your team so you can start redeveloping.
That's going to get me banned from Evo twice, isn't it?
Probably.
I mean, yeah, why not?
You did it.
All right, well.
I have a fucking headache.
I guess we're done in here, and unless anybody has anything else.
Fuck the Niners, Raider Nation for life.
Go whatever, I don't care.
Hey, fuck Raider haters.
Go whatever, I don't care. And that's a good way to end today's show. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Super Desperation Radio. So from everybody here, good night and good luck. Fuck the Niners.